We're live.
We're alive. We're alive.
I'm Dain.
I'm Brendon.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to be with you all. Nice to be with you, Brendon.
Thank you, my friend. Nice to be with you always.
Thank you. What is our topic today?
When do you love your body?
Never.
Never.
Me? All the time. Hello. How did I get so lucky?
And me, I'm definitely getting there.
I know. I would say we are both getting there. Also, that's an interesting thing about this is it's sort of always getting there more and more and more. And, you know, even as much as both of us know about judgment and its effects and all of that, because basically you can either love your body or you can judge your body. And even as much as both of us know, I know, in our conversations, we both find that there's always more. And you'll go along with some point of view that you had that you didn't even realize that you had, that you realize you have, and you're like, holy shit, I didn't realize I was being mean to my body here too. You're like, oh man, yeah, these sweet creatures.
And so sweet creatures. And it's like, and I've only just been getting to that recently, where it's that joy you have with your body. But also I was looking at it this morning and I was like, looking at what do I love about my body? And one of the things is I love that it puts up with me.
Seriously.
Like the stuff that I've chosen and not just, the stuff that I've chosen to do with my body, but also the judgment I've had of it since I can remember. Like, it's like, I'll love my body when it's healthy, but when it's unhealthy, I don't love my body. And there's all these things where it's using judgment as if judgment will create the change. And I mean, I tell this, joke, but also for people to try and use it as a tool in the classes that I've done with. Have you ever looked in the mirror and saw that you've got a big butt and then your butt got smaller? And judged yourself for having a big butt and then your butt got smaller. And it's like, it doesn't work.
The answer is no.
No.
No. And it's funny because we are so conditioned to judgment as though it's a source of creation and change. Yeah. And in actuality, it's a source of enforcing whatever you're judging. By the way, hi, everybody online. Nice to see you all.
Hello.
It's wonderful. So we just want to acknowledge you all with bodies. And why are Brendon and I talking about this? Because we have bodies. So we're uniquely qualified. But also that idea that somehow judgment is a contribution when it's always a destruction, and at the very least a distraction. And so, a few things, like, number one, notice when you do it. Number two, what do you do about it? And number three, what else is possible? Which I think if we can go into a few of those things might guide our conversation a bit today. And so there's so many ways of going about this. I kind of wonder which might create the most. But one way is having people get the sense of, okay, like, just take one area of your body that you judge. One thing about your body that you judge, whatever it is. And if you didn't judge that just for today's job, okay, today's adventure is every time you notice yourself judging, just go, no, puck and pod. And what if I saw this, or what if I sensed this as beautiful? Mm. And one of the tools that I gave on Space Station Earth, or when it was Be Different, Stay Weird, was, what is the beautiful energy underneath this? Because for everything that we're doing, everything we're being, everything we're judging, there's a beautiful energy underneath it that we're choosing not to choose. So we're choosing, rather than going for the beautiful energy that would be an energy of communion with our bodies, we choose to go with our judgment, the point of view, all the stuff that we've learned from everybody else. And really, if we look at it, this is a chance to go from living like everybody else and how they do with their bodies, that eventually creates their bodies being slow and decrepit and diseased and dying, and actually change that completely to, I can have a beautiful energy of communion with my body, a beautiful energy of gratitude and peace. And this is the beginning of getting there. And it really is about undoing us living like everybody else is choosing to be, or undoing us choosing to be like everybody else is choosing to be with their bodies. So what's the beautiful energy underneath this? And if I perceive this as beautiful, what would change? And just get the energy of it for a moment and then move on. You don't have to focus, but it's a great start. And just do that for today and see how it goes.
And it gets you that one of the awesome things that you said there too is that we choose to judge. So in recognizing that too, that we, rather than, well, I'm just judging my body, no, I'm choosing to judge my body. So there's another choice of choosing not to judge it. And that with, like, even with what you said, with getting present for a day, and every time that comes up, what's the beautiful energy under this, that gets you so present with your body. Like if you get present with where you're judging it, okay, cool, I can make a different choice here and ask that, what would the next week be like? Or the next, month be like? And it's such a different reality with your body when you just, it just gives you such a yumminess when you don't have that judgment of it.
That's the thing is, it's got such a yummy energy.
Yeah.
Our bodies are like, if you've ever had a puppy that you just really loved and adored, or a baby horse, it's like, we have this puppy Ace in Chattanooga who I just love this creature. I just want to cuddle him all the time. And he's always like, okay, let's cuddle more. You want to cuddle more? Okay, let's cuddle more. Okay, take me to pee and let's cuddle more. Okay. But there's such a sweetness in that. And that's actually how, when we're being us with our bodies, that's one of the things that's available all the time. And it brings a sweetness into your life. And you said, what if you did this? Like, how different would your week be? How different would the next month be? And it's interesting because when a lot of times people in dealing with their bodies, and they refer to it as dealing with their bodies, choosing, enjoying, being in communion, enjoy whatever that is, right? But what they do is they've got such a big amount of stuff that doesn't seem like it's working from their point of view, that they're like, oh my God, I'm going to have to go through and do this and this and this. It's going to take 1 billion years to change it. But it actually doesn't. When you have an awareness of something that's lighter and you choose it, you will often gravitate toward that. And it's a really beautiful thing, because that is where you start to actually get to love your body rather than hate the darn thing. Yeah. Sweet creatures that they are.
Sweet creatures that they are. And those points of view too that we have of our bodies that create it. And we're like going, well, if I eat this, then this, or if I drink this, then this, or if I'm around this person, then I judge it more. And it's like, a lot of the times they're not even our points of view about our bodies. Like I've been going to the gym lately and being very present with, the thoughts that come into my head of, oh, this should be bigger or that should be different. And it's interesting to watch the people around with the way that they function with their bodies, because I have to be very present to know that it's not my reality with my body. Yeah. So going, okay, Billy, what would you like? Like what would you like to look like? Like what movement would you like? And that takes a little bit of practice too. Like, but be willing to
little bit,
a lot, still practicing. But it's like that willingness to play with and practice like that stuff too is just, it's just different.
And that's if people could get that, there's not a goal, there's not a fixed place to arrive at. It's a continuous state of choosing something different that allows more difference, and allows more difference and allows more difference. That is more of what it actually is, where You just allow it to be different in a lighter way. And what is that? I don't know. We can't define it. It's not definable.
Yeah.
It is choosable, but there is no goal other than to actually enjoy this sweet body and not have to judge it and be grateful for it, you know. But those are targets of possibility. But if we're willing to go, okay, just for today, I'm going to be a little different with my body. I'm going to be present with it. I'm going to notice where I am, and I'm going to notice when I start having a sense of losing my connection to it. And I'm going to ask, okay, who does that belong to? Who am I trying to be? And whose body being connection am I aware of and trying to duplicate?
Yeah, that. Trying to duplicate.
Yeah. You know, we're so good at this too. It's one of our amazing capacities. And, you know, you've been going to the gym, and I just started doing a couple things, one of which is yoga, and which first time in my life ever, because I don't know about you, but I don't really consider myself a yoga person.
I'm thinking yoga pants.
Hello, that's why I started. Dain, spandex, whatever. And it was interesting because I did this online class this morning, and it was interesting, actually. Emily started doing yoga, and she's like, I've been doing this, and my body went, yes. Like when she was with her Pilates guy, and he said, hey, talk to her about barefoot running, and I went, yes. You know, my body, yes. My body, that's one thing my body will tell me, yes. And when it tells me no, I just ignore it. So that's a story for another time, though. Getting better there too. But it was interesting because after doing this online yoga class, and this is only like, I don't know, my 4th class or something, it was like I felt so strange in my body, and I felt like I wanted to throw up. And then I was like, oh, here we are again. I'm like, body, is that yours? And my body's like, fuck no. You know? And it was like, damn it. And it was showing me the awareness, like some of these people have way more flexibility than I do. And yet the way they are in their bodies, there's not a joy. There's not a, like literally it's like they're sick of having a body. Okay. How many of you out there how many of you out there are sick of having a body? Or how many of you believe you're sick of having a body? How many of you are aware of all the people on the planet right now that are sick of having bodies? It makes it really tough for you to actually like and adore yours. Everything that is times a gazillion, we destroy and create it, please.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds.
I love this comment. I have an amazing body. It's always being kind to me, even when I'm not listening. Yes, totally.
Yeah. And it's... yeah, even when we're not listening to it, it's still there. Like, I mean, Gary's told this thing of like, he said this thing in class of the way that we treat our bodies, the way that we treat them. If we treated a dog like that, it would run away.
Totally.
We treat our bodies like that, and it's still like, I'm still here. I'm here today. It's okay. Today. It's like that with the way that it puts up with us is just, it's such a sweet creature. And I just want to say too, I learned so much from you with the difference with your body. I remember when we first met, and I was driving to pick you up one day, and I saw you running across the bridge, and you were running across this bridge, spinning around in circles, and you looked like a 6-year-old running. And I was like, oh, you can run like that? You can actually run like that? You can run in circles? I thought you could only run straight. But it's like, so I was like, oh, I wonder what else I'm doing that's normal, that other people think, you know, it's the normal way of doing it, rather than looking at it and going, what would be fun? And that's the other thing with our bodies too, is they love having fun.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to, and thank you for that, by the way. That's awesome. Because I used to hate running in a straight line. I was so bored by that. And I'm like,
I get it. I totally get it.
Oh, goodness. So all that stuff that is not your stuff, that is not your being-body connection, that your body has been telling you that you've been thinking is yours, or just duplicating because you're so good at it, will you destroy and uncreate all that, please?
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
And I was reading something the other day about, it was something about some psychological something. And what they've discovered is that the brain actually has these things called mirror neurons. And mirror neurons allow you to see somebody doing something and duplicate it. Well, my sense is it's actually a way of you can perceive the energy of something and duplicate it. As we know our bodies do this energetically. I just didn't realize there were actual neurons in the brain dedicated to this. And, you know, they're from this reality. So their idea is it teaches you how to, you know, do all the things of society that you need to do better, whether it's read or write or run or have sex or I don't know, whatever it is. All the stuff to be, you know, like a person here. And so all the mirror neurons that you all activate every time your body is aware of anyone or anything that then makes you have the sense of duplicating them, will you destroy and uncreate it, please?
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Wow.
Wow. Okay, here's one. I've been choosing a lot of things for my chronic neck pain and headaches, but I'm just feeling exhausted of trying to figure it out. What tools can I use? Number one, is it yours? And everything you've done to buy it is yours. If it's not, will you destroy and uncreate all that and return it to sender?
Right, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
I got a designated pod pocker. You're the best, my friend. Thank you. And then also, who or what is the pain in the neck that you're not acknowledging? Because, yeah, that's a great question. Asking them pock and pod.
Yeah, big time. And I mean, with the planet the way it is right now, how many people are sick and tired and dying?
Oh, yeah, that's one other thing that we need to address. There's a lot of bodies whose beings have chosen the vaccine, and the body's going, no! So how many of you have been really tired or depressed lately? And how many of you are highly aware of people who are getting vaccines where the being is asking for it? Now, I'm not, hey, as far as the vaccine goes, follow your knowing, okay? Do your research, please. Not just in mainstream channels. Do your research and then make your choice. Okay, so this is not like, this is just to help your body. So how many of you, has your body been in pain, or it's been lethargic as fuck and you can't seem to get any energy, or you've been having a sense of being depressed? How much is that your body actually being aware of all of those things that I talked about, and all the people going against their body's desire and getting vaccines when their bodies don't want it, everything that is, and everywhere you're trying to heal all those people and change it for all the bodies on the planet, will you destroy and uncreate it all, please?
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. That's a lot.
That is a lot. And I like this one also. Okay, so you can run that whenever you need to. I realized this week I only have one person in my family who enjoys eating. The rest of them just hate their bodies. Yeah, isn't it interesting? So few people actually desire so few people actually love food.
Yeah. And
so few people actually are grateful for food. Most people are in a constant judgment of everything they put in their mouths, and they never do it just for the joy of it, which is another way of maintaining that sense of judgment. So let's ask this also. How many judgments are you using to maintain the comfortable distance between you and your body you are choosing? Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and create it all, please.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, millions. Wow.
Wow. So how many judgments are you using to maintain the comfortable distance between you and your body that you are choosing? Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and create it, please.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and millions.
How many judgments are you using to maintain the comfortable distance between you and your body you were choosing? Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and create it, please.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
How many judgments are you using to create the comfortable distance between you and your body you were choosing? Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and create it, please.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
Oh, goodness. So how many judgments are you using to maintain the comfortable distance between you and your body you were choosing? Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and create it, please.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Wow.
Okay, and how many other people's judgments are you using to maintain the comfortable distance between you and your body you were choosing? Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and create it all, please.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
You know, I just had a thought. I talked to several people before this Facebook Live who were really tired, really strange, a little off. I'm wondering how many of y'all were perceiving the exact things that we've been talking about today, and the alignment and agreement that is going on in the world regarding people's bodies and the resistance and reaction. So everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and create it all, please.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
Wowie zowie.
Wow, 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 wow. So I called you the other day, and I was facilitating class, and I asked you about, I'm just like cranky and I'm like this. And you asked me, okay, is that yours or your body's? And when I got my body's, it opened up this whole new, it opened up this different space, because I realized where I'd created that separation between me and my body, and wasn't even asking, okay, is this mine, my body, someone else's, something else's, and being in question with it, it was just straight up, what must be mine, rather than my body actually has its awareness also. That changed so much in the way that I looked at, once again, we're learning daily too with our bodies, like we said, and it's like, it shifted something with being in question with my body. And you also, I just want to say, you said a while back on a call, you said, take how aware you think you are and times that by 1 billion. And now you're getting close. And I was like, oh. that also, because it's like we have so much awareness. Not only do we, but our bodies. And starting to acknowledge that is like, just because you're aware of it doesn't mean it's yours. And when it's not yours, you cannot, when something's not yours, you cannot change it. You can be aware of it, acknowledge it, and then let it go. But trying to change something that isn't yours doesn't work. So we keep trying to change these things with our bodies that we've brought as a point of view or a judgment or a projection, going, why won't this change? Well, is it yours?
That, like you said, I said, take however aware you think you are. Now multiply it by 1 billion, literally.
Yeah.
And I know what literally means.
And you're still understating the whole thing too. It's like, but 1 billion, we can kind of get it's a little bit tangible. You can get a bit of a sense of it, but that, wow.
That's the thing, is it should blow your mind, because that's the level of awareness we in our bodies actually have.
Yeah.
A level that should blow our minds. It is that big. And there's such a oh goodness. There's such a dynamic level of awareness that we can't fathom it. And we keep thinking we should be able to think how aware we are. And we keep thinking that we should be able to put it into a box that we understand. You cannot understand how aware you are. Your awareness far supersedes your understanding of your awareness.
I'm just going to repeat that. You cannot understand how aware you are. Definitely not something you can put into your head and figure that one out. You can try, but it won't work.
Exactly. So all of you who have been trying to understand your awareness and figure out your awareness and believe that your awareness should be fathomable and understandable, will you destroy and uncreate it, please?
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
I love what Monica wrote. She said, it's like if somebody has really bad breath and you brushing your teeth won't change it. Perfect analogy. Thank you very much. Oh, that's so good. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So thank you for the blessings to the throat. It's not my throat actually, but I just recognize that. So who does that belong to? Is this mine, someone else's, or something else's? Oh, someone else's. Okay, good. And something else's. Here, Earth, have some energy. Okay, good. So I'm glad she said that, so I would ask her a question, though. That was good. So there's one of the things, you know, when people talk about the vaccines or whatever, we actually have a process that came up in the last advanced body class that's also available in the body class now, I think. Is that correct? Is it in the 3-day body class? Somebody can tell me. But it's a process for undoing the effects of that thing. So just so you guys know, that's available. I'm not sure what the parameters are for running it since it came out in an advanced body class, but I think it's available to people who require it. It would just be more effective if you had body classes or in an ABC. So I just wanted to let you all know that is available. Interesting. Here's one of the things that I notice is there's this energy oftentimes when we go to talk about bodies, when something is specifically about bodies, there's often this sense of, ugh. Like if we're talking on almost any other subject other than relationship, relationship is the other one because you have to have a body to have one. Story for another time. But because if you didn't have a body, you wouldn't have a relationship. You would have communion. But anyway, and you don't want somebody else touching your relationship's body. And anyway, I digress. It's not a relationship class. But they have a similar energy of, ugh. So what is that energy? And is it how you learn to create your body and actually how you learned to subjugate you to your body so that your body does not have access to all of the energy, space, consciousness, and choice that you do? Everything that is times a godzillion. We destroy and create it, please.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Oh, now you got a spicy one.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to read that again. Thank you to the amazing Monica, who can not only post in here, but also keep us going with all the processes. So is it how you, this energy of, is it how you learn to create your body and actually how you learn to subjugate you to your body so that your body does not have access to all of the energy, space, consciousness, and choice that you as a being do? Everything that is times a godzillion. We destroy and create it, please.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
And this is interesting because the idea is that you first subjugate you to your body, or you to, maybe not your body, but you to whatever embodiment has been created as here. And then now that you are the subject of that, now you then subject your body to the terms of embodiment here, which is like this double whammy of making sure you never love your body. Because if you just loved your body, what else would be possible?
Yeah.
Like, and if you were willing to be so different that you didn't buy any of what anybody else has ever said regarding bodies, just think about it right now. If all of the shit, all of the stuff, everything that you learned about bodies, you just destroyed and uncreated all of it right now. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So everything that has made you subject to your body, or made you subject to your body under the terms and the edicts of embodiment that now allows you to subjugate your body based on your judgments that are not yours. They're a learned behavior. Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it all, please.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
And I like this question. I wonder how much magic, miracles, and possibilities would an infinite being with an aware body create? Yes, I love that. Yeah. And also somebody said, can we do that with all foods too, please? Yes. So everything you bought and everything you loved, not everything you loved, everything you bought and everything you learned to judge about food, and everywhere you learn that that if you eat a particular food, it has a particular effect. I've found that when I eat what my body wants, everything is wonderful. Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and create it, please.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
Like, for example, what it wants right now, Coca-Cola. Brendon thought I was drinking a beer earlier, and I was like, oh, I wish I would have thought of that.
So the other thing that helped me with a different connection with my body was I was in Mexico last year, and I was down there for 2.5 months on the beach. It was beautiful, and I'd go out running every morning and start asking. Okay, I started asking the earth to show me how to be with my body, and really got from that to how our bodies vibrate like the earth does. And it was showing me all of these different things, that different spaces that I could be and have this softness with my body.
Yeah.
Like, and even now, like waking up in the morning when I used to, like, you go into your phone or you go into all these different things, and then you put yourself straight into this stress or this fight or flight or this adrenaline, rather than if you took 5 minutes in the morning and went, okay, Earth, will you show me how I can be with my body today? And actually just get that sense of the earth being. And it's like, oh, talk about cuddly.
Yeah.
Like, and just that different, just from that request though, what I noticed, like for a minute, 5 minutes, whatever in the morning, it's just this different sense of peace, not only with my body, but with my being also. And then it's like, and then it goes throughout the day also. And if something comes up, it's like, I go, okay, so, and tap into that energy again. But it's just this different sense of communion when your body's going, oh, and you're going, oh, it's that relaxation, such a beautiful thing. And it also, what I noticed with that also was it gave me such a different communion with the earth. And I had that as a kid. It's like I grew up and like I'd be stressed out. I'd go surfing. Surfing was my thing, where I'd get in the ocean, and it was like, in everything that I thought was a problem was gone. While I was in the ocean, I'd get out and it'd be there again still. But it's like, so I spent as much time as I could in the ocean. But it's like at that time, I didn't have the awareness that I could ask for that energy to be there. Always.
Yeah, that.
And we have that with the earth. It's such a beautiful thing. And it's just like, hey, I'm here. I'll gift you. I'll continuously contribute to you and your body if you ask for it. Want more? Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
And I love that, because even when you said that, I have a sense a lot of other people did too. It just went, like, oh, okay. Thank you for the reminder. And a lot of this stuff it just requires reminders sometimes.
Oh, big time. We like, especially when you're so used to this autopilot that we use to run our bodies.
Yeah.
Like this, we need this much sleep. This is how much I need to eat today. I'm going to, and we've taken ourselves out of that place of being present with like what we choose with our bodies into, okay, I'm in automatic pilot. This is what's happening. This is what's going on. And with that space, it gets you more present with your body. When you become more present with your body, you start hearing it in a totally different way.
Yeah, and you stop resisting it also.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people want to believe that they're in charge, so they do this weird thing with their bodies where they don't want to listen to it. It's like, don't tell me what to do. You're not the boss of me. It's like your body's like, I'm trying to show you how to enjoy being alive, and you're like, fuck you. You can't make me enjoy it. I'm gonna suffer just because you want me to enjoy it. You know, like I'm so powerful. Like I'm so powerful, I'm gonna shove a knife in my eye. That's how powerful I am. I'm so powerful. I have choice. Fuck you. So all of you who are doing that, where you destroy and uncreate it all, please.
Right and wrong, good and bad. All 9 shorts, boys and millions.
So also that, okay, cool. So that energy that I was talking about, is everything that makes it so that you have a fight with your body rather than a communion with your body where you destroy and uncreate all that, please.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and millions.
And who and where did you learn that fight from?
Wow.
Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it, please.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and millions.
So also, well, okay. I think I did it well enough with the other process that I was running, but it's like, so let's ask this. So what would occur if you dropped all judgment of your body? And what would occur if you actually really loved your body now? Everything that is, everything that doesn't allow you to even consider the possibility, will you destroy and uncreate all that, please?
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and millions.
So what would happen if you dropped all judgment of your body and truly loved it right now? Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it, please.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and millions.
So what would happen if you dropped all judgment of your body, and what would occur if you actually really loved your body right now? Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it, please.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds.
Interesting. I did this thing on Being You Day, as you know, about, starting people on a judgment-free day.
I was just thinking about that. It just popped into my head.
Maybe. Well, so here's the deal. I got to make a You Got This audio for this also, because this one can be very helpful. Yes. So imagine waking up in the morning, like get the sense of waking up in the morning, maybe even tomorrow morning, and no matter what, so you don't have that judgment machine running. It's just not there. And no matter what goes on, it just doesn't start. Because we've all had days where we wake up, we're like, yay, I'm happy. And then within a few minutes, you're back on the judgment treadmill. Well, so let's say the judgment treadmill is broken. And just for a few moments, you notice it after just a few moments of being awake, because you're like, something is different. And without that judgment machine there, you're laying in your sheets, snuggled under the covers, and you're like, oh my goodness. Like you have this sense of total gratitude for this sweet body of yours. And it's amazing because without that judgment machine there's no limit to it. There's no wall. There's no turning it down, or I can't have that much that you didn't even realize that you had. And so there's this immense gratitude, and you're like, wow. And you have this sensation with your body where it's like you can feel the sheets. You can perceive the sheets on your skin, and it's like, wow, really sensitive in a really beautiful way. And you're like, oh, and you can feel your body being alive. You can have the sense of the skin and your skin touching the sheets touching your skin. So you put your hands on your body and you just touch it, and it's like, oh, goodness, I feel like I'm feeling my body for the first time. And so it feels so good. You just be with it for a few moments. And you notice yourself breathing, and you just breathe in and notice the breath going in. And you notice simultaneously your hands on your body and your body on your hands up against your hands, and it almost makes you want to cry. It's just so beautiful. And you're like, oh my God, wow, really? This is possible? Where did this come from? How did I miss this before? What? Wow. And so you be there with it for a few more minutes, and then a few more, and you're just like, you could have the sense you could just stay there all day. And you do realize you have some stuff you need to get done. So you get up and you walk and you look in front of the bathroom mirror, wherever your mirror is, and you happen to be naked, and you look at your body for perhaps the first time in your life without judgment. And you just look at it, not through the eyes of judgment, but through the eyes of awareness. And you're kind of in awe. It's like, oh my goodness, my body's beautiful. This is a beautiful consciousness in front of me. And you look at the parts that you normally judge, where you're like, oh, this is too saggy and too many wrinkles and not big enough here, not big enough here. None of that is there. You can't even form that judgment. The judgment machine is just not there. And you don't know why, you don't know how, but boy, does it feel awesome. And so you look at your body and you see it kind of like you do a puppy that's just so adorable. You just can't even get enough of it. It's that adorable. And you look your body all over, and there's no element of judgment that even comes in. And from that moment, you have this immense gratitude, and you also get the sense of all the history in which you have judged, and that your body has never judged you back and never made you wrong. And it's just been there and done everything it can to be as kind to you and present with you as possible. And so you just be there with that for a few moments, and you're like, okay, I really got to get ready now. And you're kind of late, but you kind of don't care also, because this is so beautiful. You figure it's worth being late for whatever you got to go to. And you turn on the shower and you climb in under the hot water. And it's like, wow, holy wow. You feel the hot water. It feels like it makes every molecule come alive, because without judgment, you have the sensitivity of the awareness of what your cells are experiencing and what your molecules are clanging together with. And you be there in a state of wonder under the hot water of the shower, and you touch your body with the hot water, and it's like the touch, the hot water, the gratitude, the sensations. Oh my goodness. And so you take probably the longest shower you've ever taken, realizing, yes, you are indeed probably going to be late, and you really don't care at all because you're not in judgment. And just having this sense of this with your body. And now imagine that just carries on. And every time you look at your body, it's not with judgment. It's from, wow, hi, and you're beautiful. Because we think the only time we can love our bodies is when they look perfect, when they feel perfect. And we got to also realize there's no such thing as a perfect. There's no perfect. Doesn't exist. If there is perfect, you already are it. So everything that doesn't allow you to have a lot more of that, will you destroy and uncreate it all, please?
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
And I like this comment, like a wee baby discovering its own hands and fingers. Yeah, for the first time.
Truly. And that, I love it every time you do that process of like getting so present. And it's such a, like you said earlier, it's those reminders as well. Like having that as a reminder every morning, going, oh, like that, you know, what would it take to having that every day and living like that? Well,
Whoa.
Imagine, you imagine if we had people on the planet that started mimicking that instead of the judgment?
Yeah, I love that.
Wow, I see you like running around in circles, you know, having fun with your body while running. I'd like to have more of that, and I have, like, I've had so many different things like that. But imagine a world where we mimicked possibilities and not judgment.
Yeah, I love that. So let's ask for that, everybody.
Yes, please.
On 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wow. Oh boy is right. So, I mean, goodness, there's so much more we could talk about, but I kind of think we did what we came to do.
Yeah.
You, my friend?
Yeah, I'm grateful for this too. It just, that space, and but yeah, I don't really have words. It's just like, but I do know that the more you choose that space, the more it just becomes okay, what else, more, and you start seeing that as so much more valuable than the lack of space that we choose to live from. And this has only occurred for me in the last few weeks, where I've seen that and gone and noticed when I would choose something that would eliminate any of that space. And now it's like, okay, no, having and being that space and just choosing it. Just, yes, please, more, please. What else is possible?
Yes, please.
And how does it get any better than this? And what if we're just getting started with what we know about bodies? Like,
we are.
Uh-huh.
I'm telling you, we are. We are. You, me, and all of us.
Yeah.
And I say that because I know that I know a lot about bodies and how they actually function. And I also know I'm just getting started, as are we all. And anybody who thinks they're not is delusional. Because these little wonder mutts have a lot more to show us. Oh, so let's talk for a moment before we go. Let's talk for a moment about the body classes. Because you have one coming up in Mexico soon, a 3-day body class.
Yeah.
And I've got an advanced body class coming up right after that. And we have lots, this is body month. So there's a lot of cool body stuff going on in the world, in the access world right now. Because I know we both have somewhat similar and maybe slightly different experiences of the body classes. Can you talk a little bit about what it is for you, or what you notice as a result of doing them, taking them, facilitating them, either way?
Both really, is taking them and facilitating. I've noticed how much more I've got that, I say connection, but it's definitely more communion with my body, like being a lot more present with it, but also the possibilities that we have with what we can actually change with our body. Like if we can lock something into our body, then we can unlock it just as easily. And I love these classes. I did the 3-day body class with just, man, words are not easy for me right now. I did, little Stacy. I did the 3-day body class with Grace here in Houston a couple of months ago, and then it was followed straight after with the ABC. So I did 6 days. And not only has my life changed dynamically since then, I also noticed massive changes with what I'm willing to be with my body. Whereas I'd still choose the things that I would have chosen before, but then I'd straight away go, oh, that's an old thing that I would have chosen in the past. That doesn't really work for me anymore. So I would say that communion with my body, but also knowing that there's so much more possible. Yeah. And to watch also, like one of the things I love most about those classes is it's like you walk into a room and, everyone's got their stuff, whatever's going on in their life. You start those body processes, and it's like that space that we were talking about and the space that is available is just like, so facilitating them can be interesting because you kind of just want to be like,
yeah. Staying upright while facilitating is sometimes a challenge.
And how is it for you? Because I know that you've talked about how your life changed with that ABC that Gary and Grace just did a couple of months, a month, 2 months, whenever that was.
Yeah.
I know you talked about that your life had changed from that class.
Dynamically. Like, I can't tell you how much. And it's interesting because that was the first ABC that I had taken. The first ABC I've ever been able to take. Thank you, Corona.
You've been a little busy.
Yeah, been a little busy. And, I would always be doing something else while they were going on. But it's funny because Gary and I created the body classes, I don't know how many years ago now, as we started getting more body processes and access, because we realized that the bodies needed this devoted and dedicated to them, because we used to have a growing number of processes that were at the end of the COP or in there so people could run them during that. And the bodies were like, we need this for us. And it was interesting because there's this thing that occurs in a body class that if you've never been to one, you probably don't get it. So I'm going to try to explain, which is it gives you more of that space that I was talking about. If you didn't have the judgment machine, creates a sense of communion and allows you to walk through the world more that way for whoever you are in that moment and whoever and wherever your body is. And so that's what the body classes give you. And so what I got from this ABC, I've been running body processes for 20 years and run body processes almost every night. And especially when I can, either on myself or on somebody else, or like literally almost all the time. And so here I am in taking this advanced body class, and I've just got this sense of the beauty of the energy that is there, that was just, it was so beautiful, so all encompassing, and not just, it was with my body, with my partner who was awesome, but it was in the room. Yeah. And the weird part was it wasn't just in the room, because when you left the room, it was with you there too. And then I realized, holy shit, there's a whole different space we're opening up for bodies that this makes available. And I was like, damn. And what occurred after that was this, because one of the big things that actually occurred that I'm grateful you asked, because, and funny, I thought we were getting off, but we will in a moment. But one of the big things that occurred was, I didn't realize it, but I spent my whole life looking for what other people know more than me about my body. What supplements to take? Because, it was always like, I was always looking for the cutting edge of what I thought was awareness, but in actuality, it was somebody else's rightness or somebody else's better way of doing something than I already had with my own body. That changed after the ABC. I stopped looking outside of me for all of the supplements and all of the this and the programs and the this and the technology and all that. And I started asking my body, hey, what can we do to do this? And there's still certain supplements my body requires, but it went from a ton of supplements to a couple sometimes. And I was like, oh my God, and my body feels better. And it's got this peace with it that I didn't have my whole life, that I had at different points. But after this ABC, it's like there's this peace. There's a fundamental peace that is my life, that is my embodiment. And it's not just with my body. This is the thing, if I can say one thing that is the thing most people miss, is it's not just with your body that this occurs. Whatever change occurs is a change that is part of your life, because your body is with you living this lifetime. It's always with you. So any change that you make in your body has this sum total, this net result of changing every waking, living, breathing moment, and your sleeping, breathing, living moments too. Just phenomenal.
Well said. Yeah, truly.
Whew. So you have one coming up. You have the body class coming up in Mexico
Yep.
soon.
And then we have the 3-day body class, and then we've got the advanced body class after that. It's in Puerto Vallarta, which is beautiful. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Awesome. So everybody, consider yourselves invited. Oh, Access Consciousness.com Fiesta. Woo! And one thing, here's what I'd like to ask. Let us, everybody watching, can we contribute to, it's kind of like Brendon was saying before, that thing of duplicating possibilities, but can we contribute to the space of communion with bodies and beings as the consciousness and the magic, miracles, mysteries, and possibilities they are? On 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whew. Okay.
Wow.
Awesome. Well, thank you, my phenomenal friend.
Thank you, my friend. That was awesome. And thank you, everyone. Guys,
Yes, thank you all. And thank you to our amazing people behind the scenes who are always making sure stuff works. We adore you guys. And thank you all for watching. And we'll see you and your body somewhere soon.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
What else?
Bye, beautiful people.
Bye-bye.